Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So before we get into this video, really quickly, I just wanted to mention, in case you didn't already know, I have an online vintage shop. It's called shopgreatnews.com. Well, that's the website. It's called Great News. My sister and I do it together. There's gonna be a lot of new stuff up on there soon. It's mostly clothes, we have accessories, and homewares coming soon. So we also just started a Depop for our vintage store this week. I will link it down below. It's gonna be where we sell all of the stuff that doesn't make it onto our site. So when we buy our vintage, we actually buy it in bulk. And because our online shop is super curated, not everything makes it onto the site. So the pieces that we don't think fit our site aesthetic will go on Depop. It doesn't mean they're not cute, and it doesn't mean they're not super cool. It just kind of doesn't fit the vibe of the shop right now. And yeah, I think you guys will love shopping there, and the prices are really good. So I think you guys are gonna love shopping both of those. So yeah, let's get into the video now. Okay, so as you can tell from the title, this is gonna be a favorites video and a little bit of a Q&A. I've actually never done a Q&A on my channel. So I thought might as well do it now. I feel like there hasn't been a whole lot to vlog recently. I thought more of a sit down video would be more fun this week. I kind of broke it up into different categories. So my first category is health and wellness. I have two favorites, and they are both supplements. The first one is this supplement from Organic Olivia. I really love all of her supplements that I've tried, and I'll link her site down below, but this is my all-star right now. It is called the Para Pro. Supports the detox process and encourages immune function. It basically helps your body get rid of bad bacteria, any bacteria overgrowths you have, and also parasites, which is kind of gross to talk about or even think about. But ever since I traveled to Bali a few years ago, that's like the first time I started noticing weird things. Like my skin got really bad, and I had never really experienced acne before that trip. Also, my eczema got a lot more severe after that trip. And yeah, just weird things over the last few years. And I read a lot about the Para Pro supplement on her website, and the reviews were all pretty much incredible, so I bought it. I already did my first round of the cleanse, it was over the last month and a half. Olivia recommends that you do 2 rounds of the Para Pro cleanse the first time that you ever do it. So yeah, I'm already feeling quite a lot better from the first round. I'd say that my skin got better, even though my skin's kind of terrible right now. I'm breaking out really bad, but I feel like that's from wearing a face mask. I feel like I won't fully get the full effect until I do the second round of it. But the second round, I'm gonna do kind of the more intense way of taking it, the quicker version. So it's only gonna be about 15 days, the second cleanse. So maybe I'll just do a check-in after I take the rest of, or this whole bottle. And if you guys want to know more about that, or if I should kind of document that process, let me know in the comments. But I'm really excited to do it again. I think the biggest change in me since taking the first bottle is my energy levels. I've had way more energy. I wake up with more energy, and I can my energy lasts longer throughout the day. I feel like the last few years I've kind of had just weird tired days when I shouldn't be tired for any reason at all. I get enough sleep. So okay, so my next favorite is this supplement, and it's called Cellular Beauty. Looks like this. And I have been loving these pills. So the girl that created this supplement actually reached out to me over Instagram and was telling me how she had terrible eczema, and she saw when I posted about it that she thought I might like taking these supplements as well, and these have really changed my skin. And I'm not just saying that. I'm actually gonna link a video from a year ago. It was my Chicago vlog, and you guys can see in my face how much more allergic and red and puffy my face was just a year ago. I constantly had a red mustache over my lip, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and I was sick of going to the dermatologist and them just giving me a steroid to put on my face. Steroids thin your skin, and they're not that great for you to use long term, so I was just over that option, and I wanted to really find a natural way of healing my skin, and these have completely gotten rid of my red little mustache. Even if you just go back from videos a few months ago, my skin on my face, I wouldn't necessarily have breakouts, but it was so dry and so red, and there was nothing that fixed it until I started taking these Literally, I took them for a week, not even a month, and my mustache over my lip was gone. So I like swear by these now. This is my second bottle. So if you have super like easily irritated, sensitive skin, eczema, you get like rashes really easily, I would definitely recommend taking this and see how it works for you, because it has changed the skin, especially on my face. Let me know how those work for you. My next round of favorites is home stuff, and I have two favorites for the home category. The first one is my toaster oven slash air fryer. I will insert a picture because I'm not gonna go like grab it and show you guys. It's pretty big, and it's from Cuisinart, and I know it's like the mini, more like compact size. I'll put the actual name of the model on the screen, and I'll link it down below too. But I am obsessed with this air fryer slash toaster oven. It looks like a toaster oven, and it can bake and toast and air fry and all that good stuff. I've had it for like 3 months, and I haven't turned my oven on since I got it. So I'm obsessed with it. I've been cooking, well, I've made toast in it. I've heated up pizza in it. Oh, it roasts veggies really well. Anything you can do in an air fryer or toaster oven, this thing knocks it out of the park. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites. I use it every single day, and I would definitely recommend it. It's more expensive than like a normal, not a normal air fryer, but like I had a cheap air fryer before I had this one. So it's a little bit more expensive, but it's definitely worth it if you don't want to use your oven as much. Okay, my next favorite I have right here. It's my new quilt from Parachute, and it has these really cute blue and white stripes on this side, and then this side is like more of a pinstripe. And you guys, this thing is so cozy. It's a queen size, which will fit my bed perfectly. But I've just been like lounging with it on the couch the last few days, and I love it. Franklin loves it. He will lay on it all day long, and it's just so cozy. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites right now. I don't know if I mentioned, the fabric is linen, and I usually don't like linen bedding at all. I think it's like scratchy, but this quilt has changed my opinion. I guess when you buy a linen quilt from a high quality brand, it changes your opinion on things. So yeah, I love this quilt. The colors are so cute, and I love that you can flip it, and if you're feeling more in just like a blue mood, you've got light blue. And yeah, I love this quilt. I will link it down below. Okay, so moving on now, my next category is Franklin. He is sleeping right there, if you can see him. I'm not going to move him because he's so cozy. His two favorites, well, one is his favorite, and both are my favorites. The first one, I've posted about this on my Instagram story, but I don't think I've talked about it on here yet. I got him this car seat on Amazon. It's blue stripes. We like blue stripes in this house. But we are obsessed with his car seat. I really wanted to get Franklin a car seat because we drive up to my parents' house a lot, and they live 7 hours away. So he sits in the car for 7 hours. He's such a good little road tripper, but I still wanted him to be just more comfortable than just in his like regular bed, because I was just bringing like his cuddle cup bed in the car, and he was like fine with that, but I was like worried that it was like sliding around and just like it wasn't that comfy or safe. So I found this doggy car seat on Amazon, and he loves it so much. I keep it in my car all the time now, not even just like when we're road tripping, because I take him in the car with me like every day. It has these buckles that clip onto the back of the seat, and I love that it has these little side pockets, because when we're on our road trips, I'll put like his leash in here or his little like poop bags in here, so everything's like easily accessible, or like a little treat in there too. If you have a small dog that you've been wanting to get a car seat for, check it out. Okay, so the next Franklin favorite I actually showed in my last, I think it was my last vlog. It is this barking collar, and it's from this brand called TUG. I got this on Amazon too, so I will link, I actually have an Amazon like storefront, so I will link that down below, and there's a Franklin section. So you can see everything that Franklin loves in that little section, but this has changed our lives. He was barking so much. We moved from an apartment where he like literally didn't see anyone ever. Like if he looked out the window, it was just a parking lot. And now we live in a house which has a yard, and people are walking in front of our house like all the time. He wasn't used to people. He barks at every single person that walks by. He barks. There's a back house behind us. When my neighbors walk through our yard, he barks at them. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, if he knows you, he will bark at you until he realizes who you are. So it was getting really bad, and I didn't want like our neighbors to like hate us because our dog is barking all the time. So I looked up this barking collar, and the reason I chose it is because it has a beeping function and a vibrating function, and it also has a shock function, but I didn't want to have to use the shock function. I didn't think Franklin would need it. He's very sensitive. He wore it consistently for like the first week that we got it, and after like 2 days, his barking was down to like a couple barks a day instead of like hundreds of barks a day. And now I don't even have to put it on him. If he like barks once, I'll be like, do you want me to put your collar on? And he immediately stops. So if you have a dog that is just like barking nonstop, especially dachshunds, they are like notorious barkers. So check this out. I have 2 more favorite sections, and they're kind of like virtual. The first one is YouTubers. I'm always looking for new people to watch on YouTube. I feel like it's hard to find people that you actually really like on YouTube because it's not like Instagram. It's not like giving you suggestions. I mean, it does, but it's not, I don't know, it's just different. It's harder to find people you really like on YouTube. Number 1 is Aspen and Parker. I love their vlogs. I actually met Aspen like years back when I first started doing YouTube at like BeautyCon and maybe like VidCon, and I remember her being so sweet. I wasn't like friends with her, but we were like kind of acquaintances. Now I'm just obsessed with her little family and watching their vlogs, and yeah, they're just really fun to watch. So if you guys like watching families or like family vloggers or couple vloggers, definitely check them out. It's not all about like kids and babies. They have one baby. It's most like she posts so much about home stuff and decorating, so I think that's like why I love her so much, but check them out. Okay, so my second favorite YouTuber to watch recently is Ella McFadden. I feel like our vlogs are kind of similar, except she lives in New York. But yeah, she's really cool. She's got great style, and she uploads pretty frequently. So check her out if you're looking for more vloggers. And then my third favorite is Kelsey Kreppel. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. She's so funny, and I love her vlogs and her videos, and her boyfriend is Cody Ko. He's like really big on YouTube, and he's super funny, but that's how I found her, because my boyfriend was watching Cody's videos, and then I was like, wait, because they do videos together, I'm like, his girlfriend's pretty funny, I hope she has a channel, and then I realized she did, so I love watching her videos too. But that's it for my favorite YouTubers at the moment. And my last favorite section is TV, because I love watching TV, you guys. Like, I'm not one of those people that's like, I don't watch a whole lot of TV. My all-time favorite always is Gilmore Girls. I fall asleep watching Gilmore Girls every single night. It's like white noise to me at this point. I've watched every episode too many times to count, and I like can lay in bed and close my eyes and just listen, and I know exactly what's happening in the scene. So it's a very like comforting show. I watched it growing up with like my mom and my sister. But if you haven't watched Gilmore Girls, or if you haven't watched it in a while, you should definitely rewatch it, because especially like during fall season, it's such like a fall cozy show to just like curl up and watch. So yeah, watch it if you haven't. It's on Netflix. It's the best show ever. Okay, I have 2 more favorites. They're both on Bravo. One is Ladies of London. I just watched that for the first time. I think I watched the first season like when it was on, but it was on like quite a few years ago, and I just watched it all the way through. I think there's 3 seasons. You can like binge it really quickly, and that's what I did. I think it's on the Peacock app if you haven't gotten that yet. It's like the NBC app on Apple. It's kind of like Real Housewives vibes, but they're in London, so it's really good. And then my third favorite TV show is Southern Charm. I also just binge watched that whole series, but like a few months ago is when we were first moving into this house. It's really fun to watch, and I didn't think I was going to be that into like a Southern TV show, since I've only been to the South like once, and I didn't think I'd relate to the cast that much, but it's such a good show, and I feel like there's so many similarities between Charleston and Newport Beach where I live, so it was just like fun to watch, kind of like parallel world, but just like in the South. So yeah, check that out if you're looking for some reality TV shows, those two. Now let's move on to the Q&A. Oh, before we get into the Q&A, I just wanted to say that if you're not following me on Instagram and you want to participate in like Q&As, or like I poll a lot, like I do polls on my story of what videos I should film. So if you're not following me over there, go follow me if you want to have a little bit of an input on what I put on YouTube. These questions all came from there. I picked 7 questions that I felt were asked like multiple times. The first question is, I get this all the time, anytime I post a picture of me and Sam, my boyfriend, anytime I like am doing a Q&A, everyone wants to know why we don't live together. We've been together for 6 years, and that's literally just the first question. Why don't you guys live together? Why aren't you living with your boyfriend? You guys have been together forever. Why don't you live together? You even have a dog together. So here is the big reason, which is not that big of a reason. Well, this is mostly, okay, I'm not speaking for him, but this is my opinion. I don't want the stress of being married without being married. Like, I don't want the financial stress together. I don't want to be fighting about who's paying for what, like splitting stuff, fine. Like, I don't want to be his roommate. When we live together, I want to be his wife, and that's just where I'm at. I don't want, like, I've lived with roommates, and it just doesn't end up great when you're fighting about stuff, or like you're annoyed with somebody who didn't do the dishes. Like, I'd rather be like at a more committed level, like at least be engaged before we move in together. So yeah, that might just sound completely old-fashioned to you guys, but I've never really been the girl that like wants to live with her boyfriend. I feel like, especially now, the last few years, I feel like I've really kind of grown up and like figured out exactly who I am and like what I want to do. I feel like I'd be too focused on like us as one instead of me separately. And I feel like your 20s are kind of a time to like be a little selfish and like work on your career and like, figure out, I don't know, who you are. And that doesn't mean I don't want to like move in with him ever. Like, I think that'd be great. But for now, until there's like a bigger commitment, like being engaged or being married, I think I'd rather just live with my sister. I love living with my sister, and I know he really likes living with his roommates too. I think that honestly, that's part of the reason we've stayed together for so long and we are so happy and we don't like fight a lot. I think we have a very healthy relationship, and I see him all the time. I see him almost every day. He comes by after work, or I go to his house, we hang out, we go on bike rides, like play tennis. But yeah, that's my answer. I think I'm really happy with where we're at. I think he is too. And yeah, that's it. Okay, number 2 is, how did you get involved in Miami Swim Week? If you don't know what Miami Swim Week is, it's basically like Fashion Week for swimsuit companies. It happens in Miami Beach every summer, and I went to it, I think 4 years. I went 2015, 16, 17, and 18. Yeah, I did 4 years of Swim Week, and it's basically just runway shows at night. There's presentations, there's trade shows, there's events and parties. So yeah, I would go there every summer for like a week to 10 days, do castings, and then book runway shows. It's so much fun, and some of my favorite modeling memories were in Miami, and you become really close with the other models that you're working with or staying with. It's kind of like summer camp for models. It's so much fun.
I got your letter, guess this is better. You win sometimes, lose sometimes, no need to apologize. It was the distance we had between us. It broke us down in disguise, no need to apologize. Ooh, 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 ooh. But I can't help that I miss you now, and I need to reminisce this, cause ooh, 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 ooh. We're still at our
It was so much fun, and I'm so happy that I experienced it while I did. Okay, so the next question is, what is your favorite sweet treat? When I go grocery shopping at Trader Joe's, I always grab like a couple of their Sun Butter cups. They're so good. They're like dark chocolate. And oh, also I love their dark chocolate covered strawberries. They're frozen. Those are so good too. And then also, weirdly, I've been eating like cereal lately when I've been getting a sweet like craving. Okay, the next question is, are you still modeling? Yes, kind of. I'm not with an agency right now, and mainly the only reason I'm not is because I've been working on my vintage shop and YouTube. I still do model with the brands that I have like a personal relationship with. I usually book a couple of modeling jobs a month, so it's not as like full on as it used to be. It used to be my full-time job, and modeling full-time is a huge commitment. It's not just like a photo shoot once a week. It's the photo shoots that are jobs that you book. It's castings every single day. It's meeting with your agency. It's photo or test shoots. And also I live in Orange County, so the commute is an hour and a half each way. So if I'm gonna model, it kind of has to be full-time, unless I was to sign with an agency and they were like, you can just book jobs, you don't need to go to castings, you don't need to do test shoots, like you don't need to do all this like extra stuff, and they just want to book me jobs. Sure, great. But, and I'll never say never, maybe I'll sign with an agency again, but for now it would just be like way too much on my plate. Okay, then the next question is, what are my favorite podcasts? And my number one favorite podcast for like the last 5 years is Lady Gang, or The Lady Gang. I love their podcast. They come out twice a week and they're so funny and so relatable, and they're just my favorite. I've been listening to them since the very beginning. I don't think I've ever missed one of their episodes. So if you like girl boss type podcasts, check them out. It's not like all about like business and stuff though. They interview really cool people and they talk about their own experiences, and yeah, I love them. So check them out. My next favorite is the Juicy Scoop podcast by Heather McDonald, and she's hilarious. If you love anything like Bravo, reality TV, any of that, you'll like her podcast. It's basically like, I feel like it's like a tabloid podcast. She talks a lot like about celebrity drama, which is funny because I feel like I'm not that into that stuff, but she talks so much about the Real Housewives and Bravo. That's like what I'm really into. And then my next fave is Brad Behavior with Brad Goreski. He is a stylist. He was on like the Rachel Zoe TV show, and he had his own TV show for a while too, and he is just hilarious and he has really cool guests on. I have 2 more questions. The second to last one is, what workouts do you do? I love Pilates. It's definitely my favorite workout by far. I haven't been going a lot lately though, just with like coronavirus and stuff. It's been like the studios are closed and then they're open, and then there's like restrictions and rules, so I've been kind of sticking to home workouts more. I love power walking. I try to go a few times a week, and I listen to my podcast when I'm walking, or I FaceTime my cousin, who's also like one of my best friends. I feel like it helps with any like anxiety or stress, and it's kind of just like a great way to like decompress. My other favorite at-home workouts is the Melissa Wood Health workouts. They're so good. They're very similar to like Pilates or like mat Pilates, and I just love her technique and her teaching style and all of her workouts, and I love how short they are. I mean, she has got longer ones too, but I love her like 15-minute, like 18-minute workouts, and they actually really do make you sore. They're not easy, but it's easy to get through a quick workout. So if you're looking for something like that, check her out. I'll link everything I talked about down below. My last question is, do you miss modeling for Brandy Melville? Which is like so funny because it's been so long now since I worked for them, but they really did like launch my modeling career. I started modeling for Brandy Melville my senior year of high school, and I worked for them for a couple years, maybe a few years. And yeah, those were like such fun days, and it didn't even feel like working. I definitely miss those days. They were so much fun, but I think I'm just like too old for the brand now. So many fun memories working for them, and I'm also so grateful for them for kind of like launching my modeling career. That's it for these questions. I feel like I haven't sat down and talked that much ever. So that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any more questions and want me to film another Q&A, leave them down below. Leave your favorite YouTubers down below, and I will leave everything I talked about in the description box. And I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!